Two Chinese warships brutally drove U.S. and Allied ships out of the South China Sea. Philippines says two Chinese Navy vessels observed during four-nation maritime drill in South China Sea. The Chinese Navy said Thursday that it carried out a routine patrol in the South China Sea. The patrols were carried out on Wednesday by the Chinese People's Liberation Army, PLA, Southern Theater Command, according to a statement from Tian Juanli, the command spokesperson. The Philippines had colluded with countries outside of the region to conduct joint patrols, which had undermined peace and stability in the region, Tian said in a statement released by China Military Online, the PLA's official English-language news website. Any attempt to stir up trouble in the South China Sea and create tensions is doomed to fail, he said. He added that the Chinese military will remain on high alert to safeguard China's territorial sovereignty and maritime rights. On Wednesday, the Philippines, along with Australia, Canada, and the U.S., concluded a two-day multilateral maritime cooperative activity in the South China Sea. The Philippine Navy on Thursday said that two Chinese Navy vessels were observed near the exercise's vicinity, according to the Inquirer. China and the Philippines have disputing claims in the South China Sea. The Chinese Navy's latest announcement comes at a time when the South China Sea remains one of the world's most volatile maritime flashpoints, where overlapping territorial claims have fueled decades of disputes. Beijing's insistence on sovereignty over nearly the entire sea, outlined by its controversial 9-dash line, continues to be challenged not only by the Philippines but also by Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. China's Southern Theater Command emphasized that its so-called routine patrols were aimed at maintaining order and safeguarding what it described as the nation's indisputable maritime rights. Spokesperson Tian Juanli stressed that any attempt by outside powers to interfere in regional affairs would be met with firm resistance. The Chinese military will remain on high alert, ready to respond to any provocation, and determined to defend China's sovereignty and security, Tian said. The remarks were seen as a direct rebuke of the Philippines' decision to conduct joint naval exercises with the United States, Australia, and Canada, a move Beijing regards as an escalation. The Maritime Cooperative Activity, which concluded on Wednesday, was intended to demonstrate Allied unity and interoperability in one of the world's most strategic waterways. According to Philippine Navy officials, the two-day drills included maritime patrols, tactical maneuvers, and communication exercises designed to reinforce regional security. Manila underscored that the activity was not aimed at any single country, but rather at promoting freedom of navigation and adherence to international law. However, the timing and location of the drills clearly highlighted growing concerns over China's aggressive behavior in disputed waters. During the exercises, Philippine authorities reported the presence of at least two Chinese Navy warships, shadowing the maneuvers at a distance of approximately 25 nautical miles. While no confrontation occurred, the monitoring underscored Beijing's determination to contest foreign presence in areas it claims as its own. Security analysts warned that such shadowing tactics could increase the risk of unintended collisions or dangerous miscalculations, similar to incidents seen in past years involving Chinese Coast Guard vessels and Philippine resupply missions to disputed shoals. For Manila, the presence of allies such as the United States and Australia provides a much-needed layer of deterrence. These exercises are about building partnerships and ensuring that international law is respected, a Philippine defense official said. We are committed to standing with like-minded nations to safeguard peace and stability in the region. Beijing, however, views the exercises as part of Washington's broader strategy to contain China. Chinese Foreign Ministry representatives reiterated on Thursday that disputes in the South China Sea should be resolved only by countries directly involved, without interference from external powers. The United States has consistently rejected China's expansive claims, pointing to the 2016 ruling by the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague, which invalidated Beijing's 9-dash line. Washington has pledged to uphold freedom of navigation in the region and regularly conducts freedom of navigation operations, FONOPs, near contested features. The Philippines, under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has significantly expanded its defense partnerships, granting the United States greater access to military bases under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA. This deepening alliance has drawn Beijing's ire, particularly as several of the new sites are strategically positioned near Taiwan and the South China Sea. Observers say the latest joint drill with India earlier this month and now with the US, Australia, and Canada signals Manila's determination to push back against Chinese coercion. It's about sending a message. The Philippines is not alone, said Colin Coe, a maritime security expert based in Singapore. Still, the risk of confrontation remains high. Beijing's vow to maintain patrols and its criticism of collusion between the Philippines and external actors suggest that further incidents could occur. With the Sierra Madre outpost at 2nd Thomas Shoal under constant Chinese pressure and Scarborough Shoal a recurring flashpoint, any misstep could spiral into a wider crisis. Regional governments, including Vietnam and Malaysia, are closely watching the developments. Both countries share overlapping claims with China and have also experienced confrontations with Chinese vessels. The participation of Canada and Australia, meanwhile, reflects growing international consensus that stability in the South China Sea is a matter of global concern, given that trillions of dollars in trade pass through the waters annually. For now, the Philippines has vowed to continue asserting its rights under international law, while China shows no sign of backing down. As the competing narratives play out, the South China Sea remains a powder keg, one where routine patrols and naval exercises carry the potential to trigger a conflict with far-reaching consequences.